Hi, Missy. How are you doing today?
I'm alright. I'm good, but a little upset. I had a fight with Betty the other day, and she just made me feel like a horrible mom.
Oh, okay. Well, is this a fight that you can talk about, or is it still a little too touchy for you?
No, I think I'm okay. But she just officially moved out last weekend. Her boyfriend. She hasn't really been taking her medications, and when I went to move the rest of her bigger stuff in, I went inside to talk to Kyle's mom, and I wanted to tell her to be prepared because of Betty's mood and all the appointments that she had because she'll have to be taking her now. And I wanted to also talk to her about how Betty's not been taking her medications. And when I said that, Betty came into the room and started flipping out on me, saying that it was none of my business to be telling her this, and that we had a conversation about not talking about this and everything. And then she told me to get the F out and that I'm a horrible mother and I needed to leave because I'm the reason that she moved out in the first place. So that didn't make me feel very good.
Okay, well, it's very upsetting. I understand your feelings. I would be upset if I were you as well. But I do want to mention that everything Betty is saying you can't take seriously. She is off her medication. She's not herself. This is how she reacts to fights. So try not to take that too personally because you two have been doing very well recently. So this might just be a little setback, but it's nothing you can change. Also, I know this talk with Kyle's mom is very important, and you and Betty have discussed this. Kyle's mom needs to know where you're coming from. She needs to understand Betty's outbursts. She really needs to understand that Betty is not taking medication right now, and she needs to know that Betty has appointments weekly, that she will now be the one taking her to.
Yeah.
You and Betty did talk about this, like I said, so you didn't overstep boundaries, you didn't overstep Betty. So I really do think that um, what you did was okay. Betty, like I said, is just not herself. Also, you're her mother. You need to make sure where she's staying is comfortable. So talking to Kyle's mom was something that you personally needed to do. So, well, how did you handle your anger, the whole situation? What happened at the end of the fight?
So I think I did really good about the anger because I didn't push it out on her like I normally would. And I do know that she's reacting in a different way because of being off of her meds. And we did talk the one day, but she kind of just pushed under the rug and acted normal, like nothing happened. So that was kind of a little strange for me, but I just kind of went with it.
Okay, well, I think that's a huge show of how much you're progressing and you're not showing your anger like you used to. Before the fight would have turned physical, or you guys would have just escalated really bad, just screaming until you don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So your positive way of handling your anger in a different way shows that the fight didn't escalate. So in that way, you're doing really well.
Yeah, I actually just went out to the car and took all my anger out there. I didn't take it out on her inside.
Well, that's even better. I mean, you have to be careful you're not harming yourself in that way, but I think you're doing much better than, taking it out on Betty because she is just a child and she can't control her anger off her medication. So for you to just walk away, that really shows a lot. So I'm really proud of you for that. Have you and Betty talked since the situation?
Um, yeah, a little bit. The fight was about like a week ago almost, 5 or 6 days or something. And I think we talked last about like 3 days ago.
Okay. So it's been a little bit, which isn't bad at all. I think that, you both probably need a time to simmer. Do you ever talk to her, like telling her you miss her, now that she's out of the house for like a week? Let her know that you're on her mind. Is this something that you two do? Because this really may strengthen the relationship.
No, I feel like that's not really how a relationship is, like being very personal and all that. But I feel like it's just not how I am as a person. I feel really awkward kind of, even though
Mm.
she's my daughter.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that before. You guys aren't super close. So what exactly do you feel awkward about?
Just like I said, like getting into a deep conversation with her. That's just not, we've never been that way. And just like starting conversation up with her out of the blue. We don't talk as much as we should. So.
Hmm. Well, like I said, we're trying to strengthen the relationship and your communication. So, with that being said, it's something that you could do that I'm thinking is maybe could you text her like every other day since she's not living with you anymore? So now your communication is harder to talk to her every day. But what if like you would text her every other day, letting her know you're thinking about her or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think I could do that. I just like she might get a little confused of why I'm doing it, but
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be different. Like I said, it's change, but for you two to strengthen the relationship, there needs to be change. So, what I would think is every morning when you wake up, send her a good morning, hope you have a good day, love you, miss you text, or even at night, if that's more convenient for you. When you're going into bed, just grab your phone, hope you had a good day, thinking of you, miss you. Little things like that may be weird. Like you said, you're definitely going to feel awkward. She might not even know what's happening. She's going to probably be like, why is my mom texting me? But that is something that if you keep doing it, even if you don't get the reaction you want out of her, it's going to strengthen the relationship. She's going to keep seeing that it's a continuous cycle of text. You are thinking of her. That's it. Like I said, it's just really going to strengthen your relationship together.
yeah, I think, like you said, I think I will feel weird, but it's definitely worth a try.
Yeah, I agree. And that's all I can ask. So, how have things been going in the home besides that? Um, how have you been handling Kate? Well, how's Katie been handling Betty moving out? Because I know before they fought a lot and she just kind of stayed in her shell.
She's actually doing a lot better than I thought. She's been a lot less anxious all the time with Betty out of the house, so that's kind of
Okay, well, that's really good. I mean, it's probably going to help her become more social with you, maybe even open up more to you. I know her and Betty's relationship is really strained, but it's something we definitely do want to work on in the near future. Right now, we are focusing on you and Betty, but Katie and Betty are sisters, and they really need to bond like Katie wants because she in our sessions alone she expresses how upset she is because her and Betty just don't get along for the most part, and Betty is so connected with Adam. Um, Also, how have things been going with Adam? I know he's been having some violent outbursts with video games. What's been going on with that? How have you been handling it?
it's been pretty good. I kind of when we get in like a argument or whatever, I kind of just give him an ultimatum. That and I let him know that like he's getting more times with the video games because of having a positive attitude, and so like, he needs to keep that up rather than attacking at me all the time.
Well, that's good. You're keeping it positive. You're not fighting with him. You're letting him know the reasonings as to why he's getting more video game time. So for him to get off should be a positive thing, not him reacting in a negative way. So for you doing that and and you always reassuring him that he has more time because he has a positive attitude will hopefully keep that positive attitude with him. Now, what worries me is you are doing very well, and I'm really happy about that. But what are you doing with your anger? Because you're not expressing it in verbal, you're not expressing it in the kids' arguments anymore. You're keeping it in. So what are you doing to get that out?
Yeah, that's really concerning me a little bit. It's definitely been hard. It's been an adjustment. I mean, I feel good about it because I am not taking anything out on the kids anymore, so that I can tell that they're experiencing it as well as a more of a positive house environment. But it has been difficult sometimes to try and figure out what to do. But I worked on the breathing exercises that you told me about, and those have helped. So if I feel like I need to get my anger out, like in the car, I tried doing breathing exercises, and although they didn't work the best, I still tried it. And then whenever I have arguments with Adam, I tend to try to go to my room, have some time to myself, and get those out of the way. But it's also been really good because it's leading me into more of a meditation. So I have been doing that and trying to do some research on that and how I can incorporate that into my day. And I'm even looking into yoga a little bit.
Mm,
I don't know if that's really for me.
you never know until you try. Just like you just said, you didn't think these breathing techniques would work when I brought them up. You kind of made fun of me for it, but they're working, and you're finding something else that works for you. So as long as you're taking care of yourself, that makes me happy as well because for a while you weren't, and that's why the anger and your communication skills were so strained. I do want to mention to you, my personal sessions with Adam and Katie are going so well, and they always mention your positive changes. Adam used to be fearful of even telling you he was sick because he was afraid you were going to get mad. Now he can tell you anything he wants, basically, and he's not afraid. So the positive changes you are all making in the home are just shown so brightly, basically, is what I'm saying. Again, I mean, I think you should try yoga. I've heard such great things about it. Maybe we can try it together in a session if that's something you're interested in, or I can try it at home and you can try it at home and we can discuss it after. I mean, I'm willing to do that because I think yoga is very relaxing. So that's up to you if you want
I
to try
think
it.
Katie mentioned doing it too, so maybe she can
Oh,
join us.
that would be really helpful, I think, because she is just very uptight a lot. So I think that could really make her relax, and especially with Betty not being in the home and you two having that connection of relaxing together could really help her.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a great idea. I can discuss it with Katie and we can see about doing it in one of our sessions.
Okay, perfect. So next session we can discuss all this. So I'll see you next week then.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.